So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be teaching you how to perform operations of integers or signed numbers, specifically addition of integers. So please watch until the end of the video so that you can learn something and you will know how to perform afterwards. For today, we are going to talk about addition of integers. But before that, it's very important to know what is an integer. So an integer is a positive and negative whole number including zero. So when you are going to talk about integer, those are any positive and negative whole numbers. So when we talk about whole numbers, so those are not fraction or not decimal. So a whole number. So for example, 5 or 2, that is a whole number. So we can consider that that is also an integer. The only difference here is that an integer has already sign. So when we talk about sign, those are positive or negative. And if we're going to recall, the positive are those numbers to the right of 0 or greater than 0. And the negative numbers are those numbers to the left of 0 or a number less than 0. So the 0 here is the boundary of the number line. So how to add integers? So we have to consider different rules in adding integers. First is the most common. Rule number one, like signs, add the numbers and copy the common sign. So what are those like signs? So if magkapareho sila ng sign, either positive or negative, you have to add the value and copy the common sign. So for example, negative 20 plus negative 40. So as what we have noticed, negative 20 and negative 40 has the same sign. They are both negative. So what are we going to do is to add the number and copy the common sign. So you have to add 20 plus 40 is 60. And the common sign is negative. So the answer is negative 60. Another example, positive 20 plus positive 40. So the two numbers have common in sign, or they are like signed numbers. So rule number one, like signed numbers, you have to add the value. 20 plus 40 is equal to 60. So therefore, the answer is positive 60 or 60. Next, rule number two. Unlike signs, subtract the numbers and copy the sign of the bigger number. So what are those unlike signs? Yun yung ang isa ay negative and the other one is positive. So pag magkaiba na ang sign, you have to subtract the value. So subtract the value of the numbers. Then the answer will follow the sign of the greater value or the greater absolute value. For example, negative 20 plus positive 10. As what we have noticed, negative 20 and positive 10 are unlike signed numbers. Magkaiba sila ng sign. So what are we going to do is to subtract the value. So 20 minus 10 is 10. Subtract the value. 20 minus 10 is 10. So the answer is negative 10 because the sign of the answer will follow the sign of the greater absolute value. And the greater number there is 20, and the sign is negative. So therefore, the sum is also negative. Another, rule number 3. If there are more than two atoms with different signs, group the atom with the same sign and add the numbers, and then add the result. So we are going to do the regrouping if the given is more than 2. So we have 3, 4, and so on. So i-combine natin or i-regroup natin so that it will be easier for us to add the numbers. So for example, negative 20 plus 10 plus negative 10. So I group first those numbers with common signs or with the same sign, or those number that is like sign numbers. So negative 20 plus negative 10. Since they are all negative, so I can add directly the numbers. So 20 plus 10 is 30, and the sign will follow negative. So negative 30. And copy positive 10. So since wala siyang ka-group, so just copy. So negative 30 plus 10, since the two numbers have different sign, so what are we going to do? Back to rule number 2, unlike signed numbers, subtract the value. So that will become 30 minus 10 is 20, and the sign will follow to the greater number. So which is greater, 30 or 10? So it's 30, and the sign of 30 is negative. So therefore, the answer is negative 20. Thank you for watching. Shout out to all my students in TISA National High School who is watching this video. And if you have some comments, so please comment down in which part you are confused with in adding integer.